Hey guys, Sarah here from Marital Glue. I'm really excited to do a very new kind of video that I've ever done. I love decorating, I love organizing, and I thought this would be the perfect time to kind of show you guys the behind the scenes of how I normally decorate and how I kind of plan a space if I'm starting from scratch. Now, if you guys follow our channel, you know that we are expecting baby number 2 in September. And this is really exciting, but it also means it is time for our daughter to get a big girl room. Now, she just turned 2, and we already were thinking about moving her to a big girl room. She's in a pretty small room right now. We have one other room that is much bigger, that we think will be the perfect space for her. That's kind of been the plan all along, is to move her into that room. And so now, with a baby on the way, we thought this was the perfect time. We've been talking about the baby a lot. She's really excited, but we also don't want her to feel like she's getting pushed aside. So we're really excited during this pregnancy to give her this new room, have it be exciting, have her adjust to it before the baby comes. Now, the baby will be sleeping in our room for probably at least 6 months before we move them into our daughter's current room, the nursery. But I didn't really get to nest with my first pregnancy because we weren't even in our house until she was 5 weeks old. So I just have this urge to nest, and since we aren't really going to do much to the nursery except maybe paint a wall and switch out some art, I'm really excited to really do a space up nicely for my daughter. And this is also a perfect time to invest in some pieces that will be long-term for our family. Now, we don't know if we will have more children. The fact that we've been having 2 and we were told we would never conceive is incredible. But we do want to keep in mind that we may have a 3rd or a 4th. We think with our house right now, we for sure could have 3 kids, 2 kids in what will be Celia's big girl room and 1 kid in the nursery. But if we had to, we'd figure it out. But I want to keep in mind that we may end up having Celia's room be a room for 2 kids. So we don't want to do anything that would be hard to redo, or spend too much money on things that will have to be moved around. So I try to do very neutral things as far as furniture and rugs, and just spend a little bit of money on the accents and stuff like that that may be changed over time. Now, we do plan to buy a daybed for her, but we're planning right now. She's an amazing sleeper, knock on wood. And I've just been reading a lot about how children regress when they switch to a bed, and then how they regress again when the new baby comes. And so I thought, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. She sleeps wonderfully, so I think the new change will just be moving her crib into her big girl room. And then after the baby comes, after we've kind of adjusted for a couple of months, then we plan to go to IKEA and buy her a Hemnes daybed. And the main reason for that is because it has storage. It can be pulled out into like a queen size bed basically, or I think it's almost the size of a king size bed when you pull the trundle kind of part out, and then you lay 2 mattresses down, and it's almost the size of a king size bed but a little bit shorter. So potentially 2 children could sleep in that bed. Or we can move that bed into the nursery, make that 1 child's bedroom, and then buy bunk beds or something for her big girl room. We're really trying to think of the future and not spend too much money on this, since we don't really know what our family is going to be in the future, but also have pieces that are very functional. I'm all about function, but I also want it to be a really fun space, and since I didn't get to nest with her, I'm just really excited to do something special for her this time. Now, when I'm planning a space, this may be really nerdy, but I like to create a mood board, and I've been doing this for years. This is not a sponsored video at all, but I just want to share with you guys a really cool online tool that really was not even designed or is not even really used to be for decorating, but that's how I use it, and it's just wonderful. I do have a lot of Photoshop skills, but this website makes it so easy to just drag and drop things and see how they look without having to actually buy things, bring them into your home, see that it doesn't work, and have to bring them all back. I don't have the time or the money for that, so this website is perfect. And this is polyvore.com, Polyvore.com. And I believe this website is intended to be like for lookbooks, like for outfits and inspiration of colors and stuff like that, but I don't even know where I got the idea. I've been doing this for years and years and years, all the way back into college. And it's just a wonderful tool. And I'm going to take you guys onto my computer and show you what I've come up with for Celia's room, and also show you how awesome this website is. So if you ever are stuck with inspiration and you just don't know where to go, you can kind of use this website for your advantage. So when you go to Polyvore, you can create a set. You just go to the create after you've like made an account, and then you click on set. And there's all kinds of things. If you look over on this right hand side, the left hand side over here is what I've created, but the right hand side you can search for things like tops, outerwear, you know, clothes kind of things. But the really cool thing is that you can go to a website for a store and download a little clipped of Polyvore icon, which I will leave a link below explaining how to do that. I forgot to have that set up for this video, but I will link it below and describe how to do that. If you're using Google Chrome, I don't know how to do it if you're using another browser, but you just basically like drag and drop it into your toolbars as far as I remember, and then when you're on a website you can just click that, and then it will save that picture of that item onto your Polyvore site. So let me just give you an example. Let's say I was looking up kid bedding Pottery Barn. I'll just write that into Google, and okay, let's just say we really like one of these. I'll just click it so I can, just for the sake of showing you guys. Okay, so now when you're on the page of whatever you want to buy, this is a sham, but let's say it was the bedding you wanted, but it has the picture of a pillow that you wanted to include on your board. You just go up to the Polyvore little icon on your toolbar. Once you've put that in your toolbar, you click it, and then it will come up with pictures that are on that website. So you just pick the picture of whatever it is that you want to save, and you click like, and then it will save it to the Polyvore, to your Polyvore account. So then you can just click out of that and go back to your Polyvore account. So now you go to My Items. Once you're in a set, you go to My Items, and then there is that pillow sham. And the really cool thing is when you're dragging it in, normally you would need like a program like Photoshop to erase the background, because a lot of the pictures you will find will be staged and they'll have like bedding on a bed with windows and artwork around it, but you might not want any of that stuff in your room, so you would want to crop it to just show the item. So what's really cool is it's kind of built in to delete the background. Now this image doesn't work the best because it's a white pillow, so it deleted a lot of that. But if you look at, let's say, this drawer pull, when I first had the image, it looked like this with a white background. But if you just click on, click on it, and then you choose this one up here, it deletes the background. And so now I can put that over something and it doesn't have the white background, if that makes sense. So that's just a little overview of Polyvore, but I wanted to take you guys in and kind of show you my plan for Celia's room, and I plan to maybe do some follow-ups of how it's coming along. Right now it is a complete disaster with office stuff in there and random baby stuff, but we plan on the next few months getting that cleaned out, painting, and getting everything set up. We've purchased pretty much everything for it. We just have to like get it all together. But I'm only 15 weeks pregnant at the filming of this video, so we do have some time, knock on wood. So basically, as you can see over here, I tried out a lot of different rugs and things like that. And the awesome thing is you can just, for example, just drag it in here and try it out and see what you think. So you can see if the colors go together. Now keep in mind they're images, so the lighting might be off or whatever, or your screen might show the colors a little differently. But I can see right here, oh, I don't know if the curtains will quite match this rug, and will this rug be timeless for a boy or a girl? I'm not sure, and maybe I just didn't like the price, so I can just delete it. We ended up going with a gray, kind of like Moroccan trellis rug, very low weave. I've learned I like low weave because we have like a high pile rug in our living room, and it still sheds 3 years later and drives me nuts and does not look good anymore. So with kids spilling and stuff, I wanted a low pile. Gray I thought would be very neutral, and I always love that geometric pattern. I've loved it for years, so I thought it would work well with a boy or girl's room. You can kind of bring in whatever color you want because gray goes with everything. As you guys know about our house, I love gray, I love white, and I love dark wood. So anyway, this is the Hemnes daybed that we plan to get for Celia. I have that in here right now, but we plan to just bring her crib in, so you can just picture a crib right here. And then we plan to do 2 bookcases around her bed, and I actually got that idea from a blogger, and I will show you the image that I found that I really liked, that kind of gave me this idea for the whole daybed with the shelves thing. Okay, so this idea came from Suburbs Mama when I was just searching for like big girl room just to get some inspiration. She has a beautiful girls room for her daughter. And this is the picture that really sold me. I love the daybed, I love the storage of the shelves, and I really love those narrow bookcases. We have them in our living room, around our TV center, and I just really like them. They're very functional. They can fit in lots of different places, so when we do have more kids, or if we don't, we can just find different places for them throughout the house. They're not that hard to find a space for. And I love that they add a lot more storage space and a display space that the kids can't get to. Unless they're climbing, of course, which we all know kids do. But I like that I can incorporate some maybe like ceramic. I found this really cute ceramic Mother Goose at Goodwill that I could put on her shelf that she can't play with, but is cute, and it will be in her room. But it also has room for more storage. You could put bins in the bottom with toys or books or that kind of thing, or clothes if you need to. I always would love more storage in our home. It just makes things easier when it comes time to put things away. So that's the image I took inspiration from. So we ended up going to IKEA, and they are out of these. I think they're discontinuing them. I'm not sure. They don't carry them at my IKEA anymore, but I found very similar ones for actually a little cheaper at Target. They're the Carson narrow bookcases from the Threshold line. So we ordered those. I'm hoping the white will be pretty close to what the bed is, but if not, we'll have to figure something out. So those will go around her bed or her crib. We did already buy the bedding. I kind of went back and forth about this, but I didn't want to spend too much money on bedding because I know I'll probably change it in a couple years. So I don't know. You can invest in more expensive bedding and have it last longer. We went with the cheaper bedding route. It is white, but I don't plan on her eating in her room and stuff like that. I mean, she may throw up or poop in her bed, but it's white so we can bleach it. And it just has these really fun little pom-poms of pops of color. I'm hoping she won't rip them off. She'll be almost 3 or maybe 3 by the time she actually gets her bed, and then we'll put this on there, so I'm hoping by that point she won't be in that phase anymore. And then we got these really cute ice cream sheets. I just really wanted this room to be bright and colorful with a lot of white and neutrals, but just pops of color, just make it really fun and her. My daughter's full of personality, so spunky, so sassy, so sweet. I just thought that was perfect to fit her personality. And she doesn't have a lot of preferences on things yet, so it's kind of a fun age to not have like Dora the Explorer everything or whatever. She always has different tastes every day. She likes a different show, so she always loves ice cream and she always loves colors, so I thought this was perfect. This dresser I actually found at Babies R Us when we were on a little mini vacation in the Twin Cities. It's normally about $350. It was on clearance for $140. So we picked that up. It's got beadboard on the sides. I'm thinking I'm going to paint the top. It was pretty scuffed up. It was the display model. But I didn't really like how it looked anyway. So I think I might paint it gray or maybe a color, but I know gray would be more timeless. Or I may stain it. I don't know. But I already for sure plan on taking the knobs out. I don't like the knobs at all. And doing something fun. I haven't decided yet. I really love these white with the gold polka dot ones. I love these yellow ones, and I love these like seafoam green ones. It just kind of depends. We can do a lot of color in this room and it will look good. So I'll just have to see what I'm feeling when the time comes to buy those. We wanted for sure blackout shades, and I wanted something kind of fun, and I love striped curtains. I kind of have my things that I just always am drawn to. I'm not like an interior designer, it's my home, so I can kind of just go with whatever I like, and if I have striped curtains in multiple rooms in my house, so be it. I really love these like aqua blue and white striped ones on their blackout curtains, so they're perfect, and I just thought they'd be a fun pop of color, and they're really pretty in person, so I was really happy with that. And then we went with these finials and a curtain rod from IKEA, very cheap but very beautiful, like the black oil rub bronze, with these like glass balls, kind of feminine and pretty. And then the wall color will be Stonington Gray, which we have in every room in our house except for 3 of them. Our dining room, the downstairs daycare room, and the downstairs bathroom all have blue, but everything else has the Stonington Gray. I was going to kind of change it up, but when you have a gray that works in your house, I don't really want to do something different because it might read wrong or read weird next to the other grays. And this should look good with her rug, so we should be good to go. So that's what I plan to do. Plus I already have a bunch of it in storage, so it's cheaper. And then I also found this really beautiful plaque at IKEA. It's wooden, and it says, "She is clothed with strength and dignity, and laughs without fear of the future." And that's a Bible quote, and I just really love the floral and the colors and what it says and what it means for my daughter. So I plan to do a gallery wall above her bed, and that will definitely be one of the things there. Now there are a lot of other things that we'll incorporate in this room, but this is kind of like the basics and everything that I like purchased online or in the store, so that I can kind of see how it all comes together. I hope you guys like this video. It's a different kind of video. I hope this was helpful to you if you have trouble picturing a room or want to see how things will look together. This is really helpful if you can find a lot of those things or a similar thing online. For example, I really love the idea of a coral dresser, but I would obviously be painting my own dresser, so I have done in the past where I would just look up coral dresser on Google and then just download a picture. So for example, I did that when thinking about this room, and so you can kind of just play around and see what that would look like without having to commit to actually buying a dresser and painting it and all that and then deciding you don't like it. So those are just some tips I have for decorating if you're a planner like me, and I hope you guys like this video. If you would like to see more updates about her bedroom, let me know in the comments. I'd love to take you guys along. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye guys.